right? I'm gonna say it. If you are depressed, if you are anxious, if you're feeling all these levels of insecurity to your life, if you feel like the world is just this cruel and unforgiving place, and you feel like you're not doing anything with your life, and you feel like a failure, you feel miserable with who you are, then good, because you deserve that. That's what you get, what you deserve. And don't get this wrong way. A lot of people will genuinely just hear this and genuinely get fully activated and be like, wow, how the fuck can you say that? Well, think about it. Most of the things that led you to become depressed, anxious, and miserable with your life were done by you. You genuinely did this to yourself. And a lot of people will very much disagree with this, and they'll say that they had all these external factors. Okay, sure, there might have been some external problems that kind of really added to this issue that you're facing, but at the same time, more than I feel like more than 75% of the issue is you. You did this to yourself consciously. Every time you just play video games and every time you go and you masturbate, you do it to yourself. You destroy your life even more. And I used to see all these fucking pussies, bro. You know, they'd be masturbating, they'd be like, "Oh, guys, I destroyed my nofap streak. Oh, I'm so sad, right? Oh, I hate it when they do this to me, bro. I hate it when they just make porn so addicting that I just have to watch it." There's people who genuinely say that. You know what I have to say to those people, and what I honestly I think they should all hear? You did this to yourself, bro. There's nobody out there doing this to you. Nobody's making you watch that porn. Nobody's making you jack off. Nobody's making you play video games when you don't feel like playing them. Nobody's making you eat junk food. You're doing this to yourself. And a lot of people would genuinely they like victimizing themselves. And a lot of people do all these bad habits not because maybe, they just have I don't know, some sort of issues and they're just trying to cope while doing those habits. No, most of the time they're genuinely just they want to feel like they're the victim. They want to feel like they're right in what they're doing. So, they have all this unjustified bad behavior, negative behavior. And so they just want to justify that and be like, "Okay, well, it was not me. It's not my problem that I did that. It's not my problem that I'm playing video games more than half of the day and I'm masturbating and I'm eating junk food and I hate my parents. Not my problem. It's my parents' problem. It's the people's out there. It's society's problem, bro. It's their problem. It's the problem. It's not mine. I'm just a victim. I'm just a poor victim. I'm like a helpless victim who cannot change his course of existence. You did this to yourself, man. If you're in a shit position right now and you feel like shit, then you needed somebody to tell you this. Like don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You needed somebody to come on camera right now and genuinely tell you that yeah, you did this to yourself. Now fix it. I'm not telling you to just admit yeah that you did this to yourself and then just dwell in this black hole of pity and sad and misery. Don't do that, bro. Like that's what pussies do. You're not a pussy. I mean, just the fact that you admit it where you are in your life, that's the first step. Now you have to put in the work and you will get there and you will genuinely fix your life. You've gone you've done the first step, you've gone the first mile. You've admitted what your problem is. Now go the rest of the way. Don't be a pussy. Go the rest of the fucking way. Fix your life. But, the main reason why I made this video is that a lot of people will genuinely they need to hear this. They need to hear the fact that they are responsible for their own actions, that they're responsible for their own fucking consequence, like for what they do. Those actions that they make have consequences. And for better or worse, they will always happen. They will always happen to you. You'll always have the consequences to your actions. You will never just escape some problem just like that, no problem. Like no issue. There will always be a consequence. Every single little thing that you think of, every single little thing that you do throughout your day has a consequence, whether it is today, tomorrow, in a week, in a month, in a year, in 20 years. It will happen. There will be a consequence. You're playing video games right now. You're wasting your life away. You're masturbating. You're wasting your time on Netflix, bro. You're watching anime. You're doing that. You're eating junk food. You did this to yourself. You're in this rut because you did this to yourself. You chose this. You chose this. You chose to live this life and victimize yourself every day and act like it's not your fault. And I'm making this video because I feel like I'm talking to my younger self right now. I'm speaking to my older self. Not my younger self, sorry. My older self would be in the future. Fuck. I'm talking to my younger self, and I'm telling him, bro, you did this to yourself. You are doing this to yourself right now. I remember the way that I used to feel 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I genuinely felt like the world, everybody was against me. I felt like everyone was against me, and I felt like I had nothing to live for and everything, and that my life was shit and everything, and this and that. But I never considered the idea of, yeah, it's my fucking fault. I mean, sometimes I would say it and I'd be like, oh, it's all my own fault. It's all this and that, and it would just make me feel more pity for myself. I just say that just to feel more pity for myself. But like, I never just said that, yeah, it's my own fucking fault. It is what happened. Now I'm gonna fix it. No, I never fucking said that. I always acted like a pussy. I always acted like, yeah, it happened, bro. It's my fault, I guess, so I might just go and masturbate one more time, and there's no hope for me. Yeah, I'm gonna die a virgin. I'm gonna die without children. I'm gonna die like a fucking pussy. That's the way that my mind worked 3 years ago. Up until a while back, up until like a year ago, when I started coming to the conclusion that this is my own problem. I did this to myself, and just how I did this to myself, I can get myself out of this. Just how I got myself in this rut, I can get myself out of it. Just as I made my life shit, I can make my life amazing. Just the same. Nothing else. It's gonna be harder, when you're trying to do something good, it's gonna be harder. I mean, think about it. It's much easier to trash a car, like to just have a car in front of you, have like a baseball bat, and just to break every single window and bend every kind of fucking metal on it, right? It's easy to trash a car. But to fix the car after you've trashed it, now that's fucking hard, right? That's gonna be maybe near impossible, right? But it doesn't mean that you cannot do it. You can fucking do it. No matter how hard you trash the car, you'll be able to fucking fix it. No matter, it might take longer, it might be harder to do it because you've genuinely trashed the car, but you will be able to fix it. You'll be able to restore it back to the way it was before. With enough time, with enough patience, with enough work, you will do it. In the same in your life, you trashed your life up until this point. You've been making your life shit through, I don't know, God knows what habits, through God knows what beliefs, activities. Well, you can get yourself out of this problem just the same. You can make your life better, but it will be harder naturally because, I mean, you've been doing all of this. Imagine if you didn't. Imagine if you didn't play video games. Imagine if you didn't masturbate. Imagine if you didn't waste your time doing any of those things. Eating junk food, watching Netflix, anime, spending your time with shit people. If you didn't do any of that, imagine how easier it might have been to improve your life. But now it's going to be a bit more difficult, but that doesn't give you a reason to stop. Genuinely not. Absolutely not. You did this to yourself, and you have the responsibility of changing that. We are all responsible for ourselves. All right? I am responsible for myself. I'm responsible for my own life. And you are responsible for yours. And if you genuinely think otherwise, then I don't know, man. It feels like you're just trying to lie to yourself. You're just trying to put the blame on someone else. And just be honest, how many times did it work when you just put the blame on someone else? How many times? Like 0 times. It's never worked. Blaming other people for what is clearly your own fucking fault doesn't work. And if it does, it just makes you feel horrible. And so, don't do it. Genuinely, don't be a dumbass. Fix your life. You did this to yourself. Fix it. And, this is kind of the idea that I use every single day, I'm doing this to myself. I'm building this life for myself. I'm avoiding living the life that I used to live. It's my responsibility. I'm doing this for myself. Might have heard this in school, when you were doing your homework and everything, and a lot of people were just copying it and everything, and the teachers would just say, "Why are you copying it? You're doing it for yourself." Well, it might not work that well in that current idea because most of the time you're not doing the homework for yourself. You're doing it just so the teacher feels good, right? But in other kinds of situations, bro, like in a genuine situation, in a life situation, when you're choosing what to go for, you're choosing what habits you can implement in your life and what habits you must take away. Bro, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it to please anyone else. You're doing it so that you can be comfortable and you can be happy in in your own body, so that you can reach the state of peace, so that you can be fulfilled with who you are, so that you can feel fulfilled with the trajectory your life is going in. And so, stop acting like it's somebody else's fault. It's no one else's fault but yours. And your mind will always be putting like all these kinds of excuses and reasons in your mind as I'm saying this. For the past 12 minutes, it's genuinely just been coping. Look back on your mind. Genuinely think of the way that your mind has been working in the past 12 minutes that you've been watching this video. Bro, chances are it's been coping a lot. Chances are it's genuinely been just coping its ass off. Just telling you, no, it's not your fault, bro. It's somebody else's. Be honest, man. Yeah. That's what I had to say, bro. You did this to yourself. Now fix it. Good luck. See you next time.